Hello, 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 hello. No, we're not cooking. I'm in my kitchen because I made a very delicious smoothie. Today's video I'm excited about because it's gonna blow your mind. The reason it's gonna blow your mind in a very positive way is because it is so powerful, yet it is so simple. It has the power to change your life, and you can do it because it is so simple. I promise if I could do it, anyone can do it, and you got this. I just wanted to make this video to encourage you, moms especially, if you are feeling stuck or just unhappy, unfulfilled, and you feel like you're making very little to no progress in your life, I just wanted to share just a principle that changed my life. Over the past 5-6 years, this one principle has done such a miracle for me. And I have seen huge improvement in every area. I've been to conferences, I've been to counseling, I've listened to, thousands of podcasts. I still listen to podcasts all the time. I read books, all the things. And from all of those, I have learned that this one principle has been such an anchor and such a huge thing in my life. It's this: understanding a truth from a lie and believing the truth and not believing the lie. It might sound kind of silly or whatever. I used to believe so many lies about myself and about my life. And believing the lies has kept me very stuck and unfulfilled, just not living a life purposeful or intentional at all. Well, I try to live intentional, but I did not see any progress. And I believe that the lies that I was believing about myself is what kept me stuck, because then when I started to understand what a lie is from the truth, I started to fight the battle of denying the lie, believing the truth, and with time, everything got better. It's still a work in progress. It's still, I think it's a lifelong thing, but man, once I understood this revelation of truth and a lie, and that there is a difference, and I get to choose what I believe, everything can change. Everything did change, and it's still continuing to change. Question is, why would someone believe a lie? Well, there's two reasons I believe, but I'm sure there's more. Why I think someone could believe a lie is because you can have the same circumstance happening over and over again, or you're falling into the same trap, or it's the same mistake that's repeating over and over again, and that starts to shape your belief system because you're like, this is what's happening. This is who I am. This is what's going to happen, because it always does, especially the things we don't like in our life or in ourselves. We just start to believe that that's who we are, which is a lie. Another reason why someone would believe a lie is because it feels so real. That's how I felt. When something feels so heavy and strong, it's really hard to see past that feeling, and it's hard to think beyond what you're feeling because it is so real. It's this is what I'm going through. This is my reality. I see nothing else. You kind of are blind to any other outcome or any possible solution when you're faced with the same heavy feeling or whatever feeling it may be. That's how it was for me. I felt like there's absolutely no way out, and I lived in self-pity for years, and I honestly thought there's no other option but to feel sorry for myself. So obviously that was a lie that finally broke off of my life, and I'm so grateful. So I just wanted to bring this hope to you today. I want to share some examples of some lies that I personally have dealt with, and I feel like they're so common. Maybe it's a lie that you're believing, and it's time to stop believing that lie. So here we go. The first one is that your life sucks because of someone else. And I'm not talking about the case where you are held in control and you have no will, you have no control over your actions, you have no control over your own body and will. I'm not talking about that extreme case. I'm talking about the most common one where we are putting blame on another person or a circumstance for how we're feeling and how we're choosing to respond in our life, in our daily habits, which is so common in our society. I feel like everyone has someone to point a finger at and to blame. And I've lived there for so many years. I have been pointing fingers at everyone and everything and felt so miserable. If they would change, my life would be better. If they would do this for me, my life would be better. That is so far from the truth, because the more I believed that, the more I felt stuck, the heavier I felt, the more sorry I felt for myself. And that's a very deep hole. In most cases, if not all cases, we are in control how we respond. We are in control of how we live our life. We're in control of our habits. Sure, outside people have an influence on us and on our way of life, but ultimately it is up to us how we wake up in the morning. It is up to us what habits we are continuing to live in. That's our choice. I feel like people struggle with this is we live out of character because of someone else's living out of character. So like we're thinking, we justify basically our bad behavior because of someone else's bad behavior. Sure, it might make sense logically in like our fleshly brain to like respond negatively when someone treats us wrong, but that is still a choice we get to make. We can't control what other people do. We can only control ourselves. The moment we start to take responsibility is the moment you feel a lot more in control of your life. And I promise happiness follows. When I took responsibility over my responses, over my behavior, over my repetitive mistakes, I started to feel like I got a sense of control. With that comes a lot more peace. Like, man, I can change things. I can make a difference. I could be different. The second one, the lie that I will never change, couldn't be further from the truth. Sure, you could be making the same mistakes over and over. I am telling you that with some effort and with some help, it is possible to break addictions, to break bad habits and bad cycles in your life, and eventually become the kind of person that if you do make a mistake, you learn from it and you move on and you go past it and you don't stay there. You're not feeling stuck. You take a mistake as a lesson in your life, because that's what life is. Imagine a toddler starting to walk. Imagine how many times they fall. Is it a toddler and an infant? I already forgot. My kids are grown. Oh my gosh. Anyway, when a 1-year-old is starting to walk, they fall so many times, but they take every single mistake by falling as an opportunity. Like, what could I do better? How could I balance better? As adults, for some reason, we're like, if we fail once or twice, we're like, I'm a failure. I suck. I'll never get better. So false. So false. There's the truth about this, is that you can change. I'm proof of that. A lot of people are proof of that. Listen to testimonies on YouTube, how people can go from drug addicts to like preaching the gospel and helping people that are broken. You can change. And I promise, here's the tricky part. Just believing that is already half the battle. Just believing that. So start stating that every day. When you start to say, I can change, I can change, I can change, I could do better. Doing that, you're programming your subconscious mind to think like that, to believe that. That's already half the battle, I promise you. Then little efforts with that, that's it. There's your solution. With time, you will see progress. I promise you. After you start to believe that, these are the questions you will need to ask yourself. What are the little baby steps? What are the tiny little things I can do to make change? Because we all know if you don't change something, nothing will change. So ask yourself, what little thing can I do to see change, to make a change? For me, it started with just noticing my mistakes. I'm like, oh, I did it again. So what I would do is I would catch myself and I would give myself a second chance for a redo. I did that many times. I still do that. If I catch myself doing something that I'm like trying not to do, I will give myself a second chance. So be graceful or gracious. Give yourself some grace, and I would give myself a redo and just try again. The more you will practice your little efforts, the easier it'll become, the more natural it's gonna feel. There's one more lie that a lot of people believe, is that they are of no value to this world or to humanity or to anyone. And that is false. The fact that you're alive means that you were gifted the gift of life from heaven. Any life is precious and valuable. God loves you. He sent his son, Jesus, to die on the cross to pay for the penalty of the sin that we all deserve. There's no perfect person. There's no human being that is without sin. And in comparison to God, we are all deserving of death. The value of you is the death and resurrection of God's very own son. If you think about that for a moment, like if God places such a value on you, no other person could place or take away value from you. They didn't make you. Think about this. You are watching this video right now, and that is proof that you are hungry for something more. You want more. You know that life could be better, that you deserve more, and you could live with more purpose and meaning in your life. Question, where do you think that desire came from? Out of nowhere? No, it didn't come out of nowhere. That desire comes from God. That hunger for more comes from God, and He wants us to find our purpose, our meaning, and a deeper longing for satisfaction within Him to know that we are valuable. When you know you're valuable, you're gonna live your life with purpose and with intention. And guess what? The moment you realize that you're a valuable person because God says you are, the need and the desire to be approved by other people kind of dies. If you want to go deeper into who you are and the value God placed on your life, I highly recommend reading the Bible, especially the book of John in the New Testament, or like Matthew, Mark, Luke, or John. I really like the book of John. It talks so much about love, the love of God. And there is a Bible that I really love. It is basically little books that are all divided from the Bible, but they're in little books. And that's so much easier to read. So instead of holding one big book, you're just holding one little book. And on each page, you have a blank page that you can put notes in. And I love to put notes, or like a verse that really stands out, I just rewrite it so that when I read it again, I'm like, kind of gets into my brain better. So I will link this. I'm not sponsored by this. I wish I was, but I will link this in the description. Amazon has it. Those are the 3 lies that you need to stop believing. Is first, your life sucks because of someone else. That is not true. You are in control of your life. Take responsibility for every action you take, and life will become happier. Number 2 is that you can never change. False. I changed. A lot of people have changed. You can change. Little effort will change your life. And third, that you're of no value. False. You are very valuable. You are so loved. The fact that I'm here making a video for you to watch, I love you and I want the best for you. I want you to believe the best about yourself, because when I did that to myself, my life improved. It got better. When I walk around and I go to the store or I'm on the road, I can see the anger in people, and it's because they don't understand their value. They don't know who they are. They're just letting out their anger and their madness on other people on the road or in the store. Imagine if people knew who they were. Imagine if they knew that they were loved by God. This world would be different. I just wanted to share these because, yeah, it just changed my life. Because when I started to believe the truth, I was like, oh my goodness. So when I share this with my counselor, like years later, she's like, yeah, exactly. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm glad I get it. I'm so glad I get it. So I really hope this video just like sparked something inside of you where you're like, I get it. Anyway, okay. My next video I'm excited to do as well. I think what I'm going to do, where's that? I'm reading a really, really good book. And I'm going to do a review of it. It's called The Next Conversation by Jefferson Fisher. I'm so pumped. Yo, if you are into personal growth, I believe you are, because that's why you're here. If you want to improve your communication, read this book. I'm going to do a review, like a summary of it, because man, it is so practical. It is so simple. And I feel like you might like it. Thank you for being here, watching my videos. Appreciate you. If you have any recommendations, questions, I don't know, leave me some comments. I will get back to you guys. And cheers. Bye-bye.